Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be going out, fulfilling your dreams, getting everything that you want in life by the process of changing your thoughts, changing your habits, and changing your outlook on life. So this morning, I have a quick video for you. My name is Anthony Williams, and I want to shoot you this video, and I want to actually give you some keys, not only for your actual changing of your mindset, but give you some keys, give you some outlook towards life that's going to benefit you not only in the long run, but benefit you right now. Because we know that through the process of changing your mindset, through the process of building a character, building a healthy character, building a goal-getting character, it takes a process over time. But we can be happy within the moment by changing our perspective of life right now. So that's exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about character building and what are the processes of character building. Okay, so now when we think about building a character and we think about personalities, we think about people that we run into that we don't like for some reason, or we run into people that we like for some reason. Now these two people, one is doing something that is turning people off. The other person is doing something that is attracting people to them. So what exactly is this factor that's the determining factor between the two individuals? Well, my opinion and my research into the matter is that one person has a different frame of mind. One person are going over thoughts. One person feels good about themselves, whereas the other person doesn't. They're not doing anything on a daily basis. They're not doing anything to make themselves more attractive. They don't understand people. But the other person, they're most likely have a ritual that they're performing every day. They're doing things every day. They're most likely have a goal, have a dream. So their perspective on life is different. Whereas the person who doesn't, most likely they're just on autopilot. And to build an effective character and to be able to achieve goals in life, no matter what the goal is, to be able to achieve a goal in life, you have to be able to know and understand how to build an effective character. So the first step and the first thing that we need to think about here is OBT, which is outcome-based thinking. Now, outcome-based thinking is I can use for an example, if you're going on a trip and you're going on that trip, you make all the preparations and happenstance, if anything happens, you have filled up the gas tank, you got the spare, you checked the oil, you checked everything to get to your destination, and you made preparations before you actually left out on your trip. So outcome-based thinking. And how can we use it to build an effective character within ourselves? So, outcome-based thinking, and keep this in mind, and the analogy that I just used. So, if we want to build an effective character, first and foremost, what we need to understand and grasp is that we need to use this form of thinking. So we use our character, or we build an image in our minds of what exactly we want to build into our character, what we want to stand for, what are our values, and we go over these pictures in our mind. We set some time towards either the end of the day or the beginning of the day, but preferably both, and we set time towards going over this picture of our ideal character, how we want to be, how we want to be perceived, the people that we want to attract into our lives, the understanding, the wisdom that we want into our character. And we use outcome-based thinking to go over these pictures over and over again to build that imagery in our mind. And then where that imagery actually builds up and it seeps within our subconscious mind to where we just start to perform these habits automatically, without even thinking about them, just automatically. So if we use the same analogy as opposed to the person who's not attracting people as opposed to the person that is attracting people, they have a certain image in their minds of that process of who they are, what their values are, and they live according to those principles of values. So the second one is your thoughts. And I love the process of thoughts because of the fact your thoughts actually build your habits. So your thoughts build your habits. Your habits is going to build your character. So those three processes. So thought, whatever you think in your mind, is going to build your habits. Meaning that your thoughts is going to perpetuate the actions that you're performing in life. So from your habits over to your character. Now your character is a form of all those other things, your thoughts, your habits, your character. Thoughts, habit, character. And that's how you build either an effective character or a character that's not effective in life. So these are some of the things that we can use. Outcome-based thinking and using our thoughts and going deeper into our thoughts from our habits, and then we have a character. So in order to form our character to the way that we want it, we can use these things, use these tools that's just set up in our own mind. Everybody has access to them. You don't have to pay for them. So you can use these tools in order to be able to build an effective character for yourselves. And another thing before I close out, your thoughts. What are some of the ways that we can, formulate and structure our thoughts to be an effective individual in life, an effective, effective people person and loving people? Well, first and foremost, like I said, you need to get around not only other people who have a higher thought vibration than yourself, but also to read material that's positive, to listen to things that are positive, and to ingrain yourself, immerse yourself into positive behavior, positive thoughts, and it'll start to affect your character. It'll start to actually build that character that you want. And it's by the same process, truthfully, that we actually get rid of negative thoughts and a negative character or a negative habit. If we understand the process of how the negative habit was formed through our thoughts, and then from our thoughts we had a habit, and then from the habit, now listen, from the thought to the habit, there's a form of belief in the middle. Even though it may be a negative behavior, that habit, that belief is in the middle. So in order to actually short circuit the process, so if we have a character flaw, it's quote unquote a character flaw is no more than a thought that you perpetuated into a habit, and that became your character flaw. So it's by the same process that we deactivate that actual character flaw. It's from the process of working backwards. First, noticing the actual character flaw. And then from the noticing the character flaw, knowing the opposite of the actual habit. If we know the opposite of the habit, we perform that habit. It may feel unnatural at first because you have another habit that's going to contradict that other habit. So anytime that a thought or a character flaw pops up into your mind, your rational mind, in order for you to perform it, you can always choose. You have a choice between, how you respond even to your own thoughts. So, and in the process of that actual character flaw popping up, or that habit or that thought popping up, you still have a choice in order to choose the positive or to choose the opposite of it. So if it's a fact of me just yelling all the time at somebody to express myself, as opposed to acting calm and cool and collective, I know that there's a process to that situation. There's something that's going to come up. There's a situation that's going to come up that's going to prompt that old habit, that old negative belief. So if that thing prompts it, then I have a choice to be able to respond how I want to respond. So in the middle between that actual character flaw from the point of that habit, then we go over to the thought. And then we actually perpetuate the opposite of that thought. So if it's anger, I perpetuate love. I surround myself with people that are loving. And I actually go over material that, builds that sense of love for other people in me. So these are some of the ways to deactivate negative behavior and to actually build negative behavior, and to understand where your habits, where your thoughts, where your character is coming from. So these are the processes. Now it's a process. Believe me, it's a process. And most people, the thing about it is the reason why people stay stuck within their own habits is because of the fact they don't want to take the time to change them. And the thing about it is that we can become lazy, we can become inactive, and just get comfortable with our habits and not wanting to move and not to grow. Get this and understand this very important fact. The fact of the matter is that you are powerful beyond measure. That you are the most powerful person that you can think, that you can be. The only thing that's holding you back is your own mindset, is your own limiting beliefs that you have. But you are powerful, believe me when I tell you. You are from the same source that made this entire universe. So you are powerful. You have everything inside of you that you need in order to be what you want to be. So go out today and change your life. Change your thoughts. Change your habits. Take care.